What's going on? Knuckleheads, GCam Gaming here with another LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed video for you. And today is a day that you've all been waiting for, our content creator Q&A with the devs. That's right, I have some answers for you, and I even have some patch notes to look at and some new reveals of things that you guys are definitely curious about. So let's just get into it. Let's start off with the mystery event. So we finally got a little info on the mystery event. I believe what they said is it's going to be next week. So that's all I got was next week. That's the best I could get you guys. Sorry. And it is a 2-chapter brick pace event. So it is a brick pace. It'll have a whole brick pace store and everything. But it's new and it's going to celebrate LEGO. It's going to celebrate all the different factions of LEGO. They wouldn't give me any more information on it. I dug a little bit. I said, hey, can we get like an event preview or something? Maybe we will, maybe we won't. They weren't really too forthcoming with that. But, you know, it is what it is. So the mystery event is, I'm actually pretty excited for it. It actually sounds like something really cool where we can get all different types of figures. And I'm thinking this is a chance for them to finally make Primo farmable. So maybe Primo will have nodes. Maybe he'll be in the event shop. I don't know. Maybe some of these new reworked figures, which we're going to talk about, will be a part of this too. But I know it's going to be encompassing all different factions. They didn't say that there was going to be an all-star event. So going to assume that there's not. Also good news, there were two different devs. We didn't talk to Maria, we talked to 2 game developers. Captain Go-Go and the Tiny Trooper Swarm were in there. If you look under the content creator program, there's a couple new names. It was actually funny, I looked under the content creator program thing and I saw 2 new names in there. I was like, who are these guys? And they turned out to be the devs. So that's pretty cool. And so there, it's nice to have some new faces in there, new names. I guess not faces, you can't see them. But it's refreshing to have someone who may just come and stop in. And we talked to them a lot about the trust issues that the community has with the development team. And we asked them pretty much to, hey, can you at least disclose information to us, the content creator program, so that we can at least assure our community that things are going in the right direction. That, hey, if you want to keep stuff under wraps, we get that. Let us know. We won't, obviously we're not going to disclose what you tell us not to disclose. We've never done that in the past. But if I tell you, or Matt tells you, or somebody, like a content creator tells you, like, yo, I've got confirmation from the devs that, you know, something's coming down the pipeline. It's just, you got to be patient. People are going to be a little more inclined to be patient hearing it from us content creators than from a dev team that, quite frankly, we don't trust. So we had that conversation with them. Then we talked about IPs and stuff. SpongeBob, not coming. Mic drop. No SpongeBob. They did say not now, not in the future, but not ruling it out completely. They actually were quite amused by the SpongeBob debate in the community. So I like that it's not coming now and not in the immediate future. That was my problem with SpongeBob in the first place. Not that I thought like, oh my god, SpongeBob's in the game, it's awful. It's, oh my god, SpongeBob's in the game. There are so many other things that the dev team could have done that wasn't this. So I'm glad that, honestly, there's no new IPs coming, which I thought was great. They said they want to work on classic LEGO, right? So classic LEGO means what's in the game now. Probably city, castle, pirates, yada, yada, yada. We also talked about reworks to other factions like Imperials and things like that. They basically said, yeah, we plan on making sure that every team is viable and balanced. They really want to work on the balancing the meta. And they said what they are using right now to do that is the leaderboards. So obviously they know the meta is a little bit stale and boring and Magisto's towery right now. So they're definitely working on fixing that, which I'm excited for, you know. And then we talked about the big one. What new content is coming to the game? So yes, we have an answer. Raids is next. Raids is the next big thing. Downside is they haven't done any work on raids yet. They don't even know where the old dev team was in terms of raids. They're still trying to figure out how far along the old dev team was with raids. So that's a little bit of a bummer that they haven't really started working on it yet, but it's not only is it on their radar, it's on the top of their to-do list is to get raids done. So raids is what's coming. They're not going to give us a date. They don't know how far along raids are. So it could be something like, oh wow, raids are pretty far along. We can get this out by update 9 or 10. Or it could be, hey, this is going to take until maybe update 11 or 12 to get you guys raids. And we're sorry, but like this is just what the old dev team left us. And, you know, I don't like it, you don't like it. But we got to have a little bit of understanding. They also talked about other types of game modes in the game, which my boy Fancy Life has said, you know, I need something besides these events that they're giving us. So raids are at the top. A total Brickspedition rework, which we really, really need and I would really, really like. So that's at their list. Something called Tower. Somebody throw that in the comment section if you know what that is, because I ain't got no idea what Tower is. Boss battles. Boss battles would be so cool. And Guild Wars, which would also be really cool, I think. So, you know, they do have stuff. They have ideas, right? So it's not like they don't know what to put out there. It's just going to take some time. And, you know, it is what it is in terms of we have to be able to accept that. We also talked to them about patch notes and getting us patch notes beforehand. And their response was, well, patch notes will usually come out the day of the update. And I was like, well, that's probably not a good idea. You should give it to us beforehand. So maybe they'll at least give us content creators the patch notes something ahead of time. They did actually give us some patch notes for update 8. I'm going to quickly talk about what's on those patch notes. And there'll be some separate videos for some of those things. Some of those things I'll share right here in this video. One thing that was really, really awesome is the new arena bracket, right? Let's just take a look at these rewards in the arena bracket. And the rewards really went up a lot. For the number 1 spot, you're getting 1,300 coins. Number 2 spot, you're getting 1,250. So like, there's only a 50 coin difference. Number 3, now there's a prize for number 4. Number 5 through 8. Right, if you're in the top 8, you're getting something now. If you're in the top 15, right, you're getting, this is somewhere where I sit a lot, is like the top 15 or the top 20, and now you're getting at least 1,000 to be in the top 20. Instead, I mean, you're pretty much doubling the raid rewards here, and you're doubling the diamonds. The diamonds. They don't call it gems, they call it diamonds. I should have asked them, what is Bricktown? Sorry. So they're doubling the diamonds over here, which is, you know, that's relatively something. But the bad news is, Sicko even said, I believe it was Sicko or Vintage, he was like, wow, that's a lot of coins. That's a lot of arena coins. They said, oh, don't worry, we're going to raise the prices in the arena shop. And we were just like, what is wrong with you? Like, people are not going to receive this well. I am not receiving this well. This was just a bad move. Why would you do something like this? I don't know. I like the reward increase. Maybe it'll balance out. But listen, if I'm somebody who's only getting 200 and now everything just got bumped up, that's not good. So the next thing they told us was a little bit about this city rework. Right? Ooh, the city rework. So it was a very small rework, and it was not anything that we were expecting. And we're going to talk about those certain characters and sets that got reworked in separate videos this week. But they reworked Iggy. So, okay, Iggy got a little bit of rework. They reworked Clay, and they reworked the Lighthouse. Now, with Iggy and Clay, the first thing we brought up was these are more like endgame characters that are not really that easy to farm. They're relatively difficult, longer farms. I mean, I don't really have them farmed up. Never had an interest in them. And they said that they, you know, who's to say that they're not going to be available somewhere else. So they did hint Iggy and Clay will have additional availability, maybe in this brick paste that's coming up, this mystery event brick paste. I'm not going to go too much into the reworks. Those are all separate videos where I can really deep dive into them. I did think the Lighthouse rework was something that was interesting and cool, and I could get on board with trying to make it work. It actually synergizes really well with city and role models. If you were gonna do something to kind of make a role model synergy, though, why not rework that fire station? So they did say that this was only a small beginning rework, right? They are still planning on a full city rework, and this is just them slowly getting started with it. It was their first rework, so I can cut them some slack. And these reworks aren't bad. There's some good stuff that you guys will see in here later on this week when we take a deep dive in some of these reworks. I actually kind of like the Lighthouse rework. I think it's a little more useful, and I'm excited to actually give it a try after this update because I do have a team ready to roll with this. And then we start talking about the new characters, and check these animations for these guys. They gave us some animations. We got Corn Cob Suit Guy. That's right, the Corn Cob Guy is in there. Corn Cob Guy was not in the top 10 of the poll that I did, so kind of a ball drop. I feel like they didn't include any figures from that, but probably my fault. I never told them about any of those, but really not my fault. I know Corn Cob Suit Guy from my days as a Data Mine subscriber, was in the game already. This was an easy ad for them. So they're giving a little bit more to the costume tag, and then they also added the Super Wrestler, the Luchador. Right? I love me some Luchador, and confirmed, he's got the costume tag. So I mean, that makes sense. He's in a costume, right? I mean, look at these animations are really cool. I'm glad they included these in there. I'm excited for these. The one thing hinted at with Corn Cob Guy was apparently he's going to make Cactus Girl, Hot Dog Suit Man, and Chicken Suit Guy better. Not sure exactly how he's going to do that. Maybe he gives some serious passive buff to these costumed attackers who are pretty much useless. I mean, they said they want this faction to be viable. I would love to see the costume. I mean, the costume faction is really, it's honestly quite vast. So they could make a really cool faction out of this. And I'd like to see it. And you don't know what those level 65 stat increases are going to hold for these characters. Like, they might just legitimately become really, really viable characters. So, once we saw these new characters, we got to talking a little bit about new characters that might be coming into the game. I asked about, like, Cole, for instance. They basically told me that, Cole, they know people want him, but Ninjago is really strong right now, especially that Cole could potentially be a Ninjago and Spooky tag, which are both really strong tags. And they kind of want to use these new characters and reworks as a way to balance out the meta. They really are balancing this meta pretty seriously. So update 8 looks like a little bit of a move in the right direction, and they're saying that the big update is update 9. So who knows, maybe raids will be in update 9. Obviously we're not in a position for them to say that to us, but they said the big update is update 9. They plan that for 2 months from now. So we're not gonna get another update for 2 months, but it's supposed to be a big one, and maybe we'll get an update every 2 months for the game. It seems like what their update schedule is going to be. So that's kind of a cool thing to know. This was a really nice Q&A. It was nice to finally have the content creator program back up and running. The first step is, creating trust in that little community, so then we can, we know that you guys trust us as content creators, so, we're not going to lie to you guys. And, if they can just be more forthcoming with us, then we can at least say, hey, we know this. We can't say this. I can't tell you what it is that's coming, but, this is a new thing is coming. Or, hey, there's a new figure. I can't say what it is, but there's going to be a new figure. It means more coming from us than it does from, like, Maria, because I mean, honestly, the biggest problem the community has is we don't trust these devs yet. Plain and simple. We just don't trust them. But this was definitely a step in the right direction, and you're starting to gain some trust from us. And I'm really, really excited about that. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the update. And I'm excited to have a whole week's worth of videos covering some of these little minor city reworks that I think will be really, really, really cool. There was also some dodge nerfs. Explorer Aurora's dodge went down to 22 from 25. Garbodon's dodge went down from 28 to 24. And Lloyd's dodge went down from 18 to 15. So Lloyd just keeps getting that dodge nerf. This is probably good for the overall health of the game, though. But I do think dodge just needs an overall rework and a massive nerf, really. Well, that's pretty much all I got for you today, Knuckleheads. Please remember to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that little bell for some notifications, and as always, remember to knuckle up.